one can reach him. So I'm looking forward to whether or not Hayes is gonna do well against this Ling, against so many other members of Blacklist International as we head into Game 3 of Omega PH Esports versus Blacklist International. So
As I've
I
said,
know you.
Robert,
Yeah, sorry.
as I've said, I saw this as a game number three,
Yeah,
as a game number three, automatic game number three series, and it didn't fail me. Dexter here is somewhat, just going for the face check. That was quite a risk, and it pays off. Because the thing is, Omega PH Esports, they do not have a clue. But look at Eson, what he's doing. He's going to block them from that red buff or that orange buff, and he will make it seem like everyone is there. But no, it's the other way around. They're the ones who lost their orange buff.
that's a full 180 right there.
It's
Uh,
a mind game. It's
I-
MLBB is still a mind game. MOBAs are a mind game.
yep, they are. I mean, it is the battle of wits. Like, oh my gosh, and now it's gonna be a double buff here
Yeah.
for
I mean,
Blacklist.
clearly, Rockhart, who has the right mind to face to go in front of three people without the other members on the on his backside with no support. No
Yeah.
one will do that.
No,
But
absolutely.
he gave this psycho thing in which, oh, they're there. You cannot go in. I'm gonna block this
Probably.
path. And when you get past me, there are three people there just waiting for the right time to strike.
Yep.
They just went back. And Omega PhD Sports was like, oops, they weren't really there. They were invading our side.
Hmm. I wonder how that's gonna affect Hajizi right now. Right? He doesn't have the orange, and he's behind on level. Not super behind, but he should be a lot higher up in the terms of level compared to Full Clip right now, who is having everything on the map. And now I'm wondering what's gonna be the play here. Do they play it a little slower now that they have lacked that early game tempo?
Mm-hmm. You know what? Omega PhD Sports, they can still scale as much as possible. I'm not gonna take that away from them. But the thing is, Aqua seems like a free hero right now, as long as he takes into account courtesy.
Right, right.
He's a free. This is the most free Farza that we're
Turtle
gonna see
resurrecting soon.
in this
Yep.
series. Everyone had an answer for Farza, but right now, as long as he takes account for courtesy, I think Aqua will be fine.
Yeah, no one to chase, no one to lock him down except for Cyclops, which again, as you mentioned, it has a long travel time, which is Blacklist International. They're playing around with that travel time all
Mhm.
day long. Now Dexstar is actually suffering a lot of damage from Curtizi and Heath. They
Mhm.
are chasing under the tower. That might be a bit more they can chew, and Dexstar is gonna be alive. But of course, Turtle will be probably the next priority here for both of these teams, as long as they can take down this tower first.
But you have to take into consideration, Rockhart. If you're a Cyclops, will you really use your ultimate for a Farsa?
That's true. That's
Because
actually true.
because
You have so
when
many other targets.
yeah, because when Full Clip sees that you use that ultimate, it's fun fiesta for him. It's going to be the fun time. It's going to be the playground of Ling.
Yeah.
Oh, look
And
at
there's
this.
a
Look at
thing
this.
I and there's oh
I
my
like
gosh, top lane.
I
They're
like the
easy.
play. I like the play. Just being patient, you know, not
They
giving up.
didn't even need that Tempest of Blades. It didn't even hit the target. Right? I
I
mean,
mean,
beautifully done here for Blacklist.
yeah, Blacklist International, they're not wasting their shots. That's the thing. Because Blacklist International, they are just going to, stop Omega PhD Sports from doing whatever the hell they want, and they want to have a good laning phase, so they'll just stop him from there. Edward here will just try to get away, getting extra procs or getting extra shields from his skills, but it wouldn't really matter as Omega PhD Sports, you know, just take him down as well. But it's still a
Yep,
win for Blacklist International. That's a
for
Haji's
sure.
Hayabusa.
Yeah, and on the top lane, they're also doing a lot of damage. That tower is very close to down. So that's going to be a lot of team gold that's going over to the blue side. And on the bottom side, that's just full clip going non-stop on the Tempest of Blades. Every time he sees a target, you know what? Wham bam! They just go in and go ham. I like it. I like what they're doing, and they are showing a lot of power here. Even though the gold is not even that, the gold difference is not even that big.
You know what? I was waiting for thank you, ma'am, for that, ma'am. You kind of gave me, you kind of left me there hanging. But yeah,
Yeah, no,
I'll
no.
complete it for myself. Okay, but full clip here, going for curtsy. He saw Hajizi and he's just gonna go away. And Hajizi, look at his levels. He's level 8.
Oh
Full clip is at
boy,
level 10.
what
So
is
this is
up?
really just a matter of them lacking gold. This is a matter of them. This is a matter of them not putting Haji in the pedestal that he's supposed to be in. And Full Clip is having free reign over whatever the hell he wants on the map.
That's true. And that kind of enforces the difference. It kind of shows us how big a difference those buffs make in the early game. The amount of experience that they contain and the amount of tempo that your team can get just from having those buffs is just ridiculous in this game. And that's why a lot of teams really focus on those. For the meantime though, again, it's gonna be Toshi just cutting the minion waves.
Oh,
They are
someone
not
got
that
hit.
afraid of Aqua yet.
Someone got hit
Oh,
by a
yeah,
straight arrow. And that
out
wasn't
of
even supposed to be
nowhere.
his. That wasn't even supposed to be his in the first place.
That was, oh my god.
Oh
I
my
don't,
goodness.
so many weird things are happening right now for Blacklist that are are funny to watch. But at the
Yeah.
same time, o- Omega, they're not in position to actually counterplay this unless Full Clip wants to commit. And looks like both teams are gonna have to back off, despite of course, uh, Omega definitely a lot of tempo behind in this game.
You know what? For these kinds of tournaments or for these kinds of series that it could go both ways. It could go both ways. There's this thing about luck. A little pinch of luck won't hurt.
Yeah.
Like it could happen. It wasn't really intended in the first place for Hajizi, but if there was three people there, that could have been an objective.
Probably, right? But the objective goes over to Omega instead, and they want to go for a fight. Chasing off the full clip, which is half HP right now. He actually zoned Aqua very well in that engagement. And Edward, he was not ready to go in, and they gave away a pretty important objective at 8 minutes in the game.
Mm-hmm. Really nice play coming here from both teams. You know what? They're both really deserving. Curtsy here will be the next target for Full Clip. Flicker will be used, and that is the prime time for him to use the Tempest of Blades. I like the discipline coming out from this guy. He's getting molded into one of the most, you know, adaptable cores that we've seen in the MPL. It could be a possibility, but it's probably too early to say as well.
Yeah, way too early because of course we are still this game can still go either way from the looks of it, right? Blacklist International, they're executing so well, but obviously there are a bit of flaws. That's why somehow they're not
Oh my
being overwhelmed. But as I said that, oh my gosh, Omega, they get hit by Edward's Abyssal Arrow and they suffer a loss of the Hayabusa and a tower in the mid lane.
Remember, projectile travel time is a thing in ML. Cyclops is a good way to contain these kinds of heroes like Ling, but if they see it going to their side, you just you're asking those kinds of heroes to actually go out of harm's way before it even reaches them.
That's right. There are so many ways that they can deal with that. I mean, some people would go crazy and even play Winter Trench and just to BM you, right? So some people actually do that, but of course that's not going to happen here. But I'm just saying, it is. You're absolutely right. It is a thing here in MLBB, and projectiles not the only thing traveling. Hayabusa also got killed in the mid lane and will be traded on the bottom with a tower of their own. We're still 2,000 gold between these teams, but looks like Blacklist is pushing the pedal to the metal.
Oh, arrow almost hitting Hajizi, just by just by an inch. He
Yep.
almost got hit there. Ultimate will be used, but they're already Oh, they're already on the backlines. Edward here will survive Curtsy, will try to go for the engage, but even with the perfect initiation here for the side of Omega, it doesn't pay off for their side.
And can you imagine the calls coming out of here for Blacklist right now? I feel like they are having a hard time closing out the team fights. They are the ones engaging, mind you. They are trying hard to engage. After the initial engage, they're actually not able to take down the chunky members of Omega just yet. And I think that's the only thing stopping them right now. Do you think Blacklist is gonna have a good advantage in the later parts of the game as well?
Mm-hmm. Blacklist International later parts of the game, but I don't think they will take it that. It won't really take that long. As another pickoff going to the side of Omega PH Esports, it will happen. And Haji here trying to go for Edward. Edward will stick to Eson, and that would
Yep.
just deny the kill.
Yeah, it lowers the damage of the Shadow Kill and will be able to give their team the engagement that they need. Aqua with the Feathered Airstrike will be in the very safe position while the rest of the team is actually flanking for him and making a wall on in front of the Farsa, while everyone on Omega is actually now starting to back off as well. I wonder if Omega is happy with the results of those team fights. I guess I would be if I was the team on the back foot, but they're actually losing quite a big amount of map control here because of what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Man, oh man, Blacklist International here. Let's look at this replay. Uh, this is the perfect pick off for Blacklist International. And if they address more of these kinds of playoffs that are really safe, they're bound to win. They're bound to win this game.
That's right. I feel like they're having such a bad time as well for in just allowing Toshi to go down. It's a big head as well for
Mm-hmm.
Blacklist. They want to deal with it as soon as possible. But right now, Cortese is going to be the one to deal with all of that damage. He's in Dragon form and he is flying through the air. And Eson will go down before he can actually initiate the ultimate. And looks like everyone is just going in different directions, trying to confuse the enemy. But looks like everyone is going to be having a bad time on the side of Blacklist International. One by one, their members are falling down, and they are going for the chase. Even Dexstar cannot sustain anymore. Full Clip is the only guy left standing after the dust settles, and Omega PH, they are eyeing to go for the Lord take.
Yes, that is true, Rockhart. One of the things that you have to take into consideration is Blacklist International. They cannot fight in those narrow spaces. Oh, how the times have turned! I do agree, but if you think about it, Dexstar here, they they went in, but the problem was they actually committed as five in the middle. But look at that, Yuzhong will just go down.
Just
Uh,
like that. I mean,
just
that was
like that.
really funny. That was
Yeah.
random.
Going back to
Uh,
my point. Going back to
yeah.
my point. They fought in an area where Hayes had the advantage and Toshi had advantage. He was hitting multiple people with his Stardust dance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the biggest, greatest engagement tools that you can have here is just whittle down Blacklist, right? You just have to whittle them down and make sure to absorb a lot of the damage coming in from and full clip and even absorb some of Edward's arrows. I think he is also prime candidate to do that as long as he has a big shield bar. And right now
And
they have the Lord in front that will be their pseudo tank just so that you can get a push in. Bottom lane is also pushing. Hayabusa's on the top. Hajizi wants to get a tower as well. But the damage is real coming in from Blacklist. Clearing out the Lord in a very quick fashion. Will be also stopping the pushes on either side lanes. And now we are back to where we were. Just Blacklist defending their base.
it only takes one team fight to turn the tides. Aqua there using his ultimate way too early. Heath won't really get the stun. But right now, there is a good ultimate coming out here from Aqua, and that changes
Oh,
things on their side. Edward here will be the primary target. Will the burn damage get to him? No, it won't. It's still going to be anybody's game. Blacklist International survives the siege coming out here from Omega PH Esports.
Yep, and despite of course being behind for the big part of the beginning of this matchup, Blacklist they are Omega are starting to get into the groove and they are getting ready. They are getting poised to take care of these towers. Somehow I just feel like the damage output from Blacklist is starting to fade. Full Clip is still stuck on 215. I think even though he's level 15, he's having a hard time getting even more items. Although he is almost item locked, I'm super surprised that he cannot really burst down members from Omega. It's starting to look like he needs all those items just so he can become a very devastating link. And right now they look like they want to go for more fights.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I just think that Omega they will just try to get another fight in those narrow areas once again. Like Aqua here has the Winter Truncheon up on his side. I
Right.
like the idea because it will just stop, Keith from chasing him down to the backlines. And four of these skills that Keith has is two of those are probably Aqua.
Probably, yeah,
And
exactly.
this is the sign of war here for the side of Omega PH Esports. The Feathered Airstrike is down.
Yep, Feather Airstrike is down. No damage output, especially if your Ling is having a hard time joining the fights. He's flying all the way over the map. And I think instead of backing, he wants to go for a push here on the bottom lane. It looks like when he saw Omega going and chasing him, he decides to go and back instead. That's a
I
good
mean,
bait, actually. That's a good bait, and it kind of released the pressure from the top and the mid lane of Blacklist because of full clip.
but if he died at that point, if he just pushed, showed his position to the enemy team, that could have been, an easy Lord take for the side of Omega. Because you have to look
Right.
at your timings. The time when he went to the bottom lane was at 28 seconds. So if he died, it's probably a maximum of 40 to 50 seconds here for him to respawn. So he wouldn't be there when the Lord responds.
Yep, and that's a big deal. Like one member down is a big deal. That already gives you a lot of confidence to go and take it all the way. And I think Blacklist is just, they're just happy that didn't happen, right?
Everyone just
Yeah,
everyone's just getting their own taste of the winter crunch, and I'm really happy with that. And they go chase for the backline people. Dexter here getting stunned. Hmm.
yeah. I
Wow,
said
wow.
I was joking about Winter Truncheon earlier, but apparently it's a thing, right? So, Full Clip is gonna be the one who is not gonna be able to join the fights. What a tanky lineup from Omega, says Blacklist International. They're having a hard time dealing with it, and Hajizi is going to suffer a lot of damage, which might actually stop them from going for the Lord altogether, even though it's a 3v5. So I guess that's a good job. That's a good job from Aqua, slowing down and stalling Omega PH a little bit with the use of the feathered airstrike. But
I mean, uh, they can't go in as well just because Full Clip has his retribution. But right now, Haji is back and they have their own retribution as well. So the chase is there. Gets caught out. Will they do something here? That is the question. Kurt will go down. Dexter is here as well.
and they are running for the hills here. Dexter pretty tanky. Full Clip is the one who they have to keep their eyes on, and they can't find him, so they go ahead and disengage. And Omega, they decide they have to go for the Lord instead. That's what they're doing right now. But again, it's not being completed with because Blacklist, they just don't want to let it go whatsoever. Toshido, what a monster on that Esmeralda! White HP bars for days. That's gonna be there's no way I'm going near this Esmeralda now.
And this just went full 90 degree. Well, not 90 degrees. Full 180. As you know what, Omega, their heroes have scaled. Toshi is a monster right now. Haji has damage. Will he go in actually? That is the question. And Eson here trying his best to steal, but they couldn't really do it. And that is going to be the takedown on Cyclops.
Huh. Okay, so Lord will go over to Omega, but they will be actually lacking in terms of crowd control when they go for the team fight later on, so they might be hesitant in the next 40 seconds. that might nullify the Lord push that they're doing. So I'm very, very excited to see whether or not they're gonna fight. I wouldn't pull the trigger here if I were the one on the side of Omega right now.
Charge is there. 100% it's gonna go down. I don't think they have enough damage to do that. Full clip almost going down. Edward using the Winter Truncheon to his advantage. Lord is down, at least. Lord is down at least for the side of Blacklist. And
Yep,
Omega,
but
they're
they
really happy
did.
with this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're happy with this. I know they lost an inhibitor turret on top, but if that were me, I would be fine as long as I don't have the mid lane with big minions. That means I can do some plays on the mid. I can shove it a little bit more, and maybe that's the comeback of opportunity for Blacklist, right? But obviously, for now, just in this game, that 3K gold lead doesn't feel that big. Except right now, Toshi seems like an unkillable monster in this one.
Mm-hmm. Unkillable monster indeed. And the only way they do this if they get a stun or an arrow on Toshi when he doesn't have the purify.
Yeah, even before he builds up that shielding, right? So good luck with that. And that's proving to be so difficult in this game. Now, what is going to be the entrance here for Omega? That's the question. Like, how do you actually get into the Blacklist base without suffering a lot of an arrow to the face, like what is happening here? Because Edward, he's just throwing those arrows everywhere right now.
And
He's hoping.
dude, look at Eson. He has Berserker's Fury on his Balmond. And
Exactly.
that just says one thing about Blacklist International. They're finding themselves in a point where they don't have enough damage.
They do. And that might be, I don't know, that might be nail the coffin for this one, because right now, they're just trying to find someone and waiting for Omega to make a mistake, which is not happening at all. And they will go for a big engage here in the mid lane. That's a lot of people knocked up for Blacklist. Where is the damage? Looks like it will be there, but forcing Aqua back cancels the feathered airstrike, and now their teammates do not have the mage damage output. That will mean that they lost Dexstar for nothing in that exchange. And they will go for it inside the base.
And Omega Esports, they're just marching on to the base of Blacklist International. They really just want to take this base. And there's a smart move for them right now. Dexter is out for 30 more seconds. And Esso is trying his best to tank up, but he did go for a damage item, so it actually gimped his capability to defend.
Yep, and the capability to defend is actually pretty non-existent right now for Blacklist as they are fighting off inside base, and that is going to be a target lock into the win. Omega with a reverse sweep over Blacklist.